The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Why, happy April 5th, 2023. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program. For today, it's going to be a rainy day in Burlington, but it wasn't this morning, so that's good. So we got some fresh air. You know who else is enjoying the fresh air? The Florida Marlins. After their win last night on the stream, they beat Atlanta on the Thursday, the 21st game, and so they host a weekend set against the Philadelphia Phillies, firmly entrenched in first place in the National League East. The Phillies are 2.5 games back. This is game 71 for them. This is game 73 or 72 for the the Florida Marlins. And so Florida, at this point, as we're heading towards the All-Star break, is in control of their own destiny. Ryan Dempster, a 15-game winner in real life, gets the call for the Marlins. Randy Wolf gets the call for the Philadelphia Phillies. The Braves and the Mets tomorrow. A big, big weekend in the National League East, and it's yours next. As Retro Sports Network presents 2001, an Action PC Season Odyssey. Tonight, from Pro Player Stadium in Metro Miami, Florida, it is the Florida Marlins and the Philadelphia Phillies. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. How you doing? Mikey 1962. Ryan Dempster gets the call for the Marlins. He's 24 years old. As we said, a 15-game winner in real life with an ERA close to 5. He's actually exceeded those expectations so far, 6-4 with a 4.12 ERA, making his 16th start of the year. He is a slider pitcher. The fastball tops out at 92, and he neither favors the ground ball nor the fly ball. You'd think I know where to put the mouse after all this time. He last pitched 5 days ago against Tampa Bay and took a loss. In fact, he's lost his last 2 starts. The Red Sox beat him and the Rays beat him. 5 2/3 against Tampa. 119 pitches. He gave up all 3 runs in a 3-0 loss. 8 hits. The good news for Dempster is only one of those 3 runs was earned. Big Dave, how are you? He walked 2 and struck out 4. Overall for Dempster, 91 2/3, 82 hits, 46 runs, 42 earned. He's given up 5 homers. He's walked 44 while striking out 77. At the lineup he'll face, Doug Glanville leads off for the Phillies in center field. Doug wishes that this was Strat. Jimmy Rollins at short will bat second. Bobby Abreu is in right. He'll go third. Scott Rowland is at third. He'll clean up. Travis Lee at first bats fifth. Pat Burrell in left will go sixth. Anderson, I believe it's Marlin, is at second. Will bat seventh. Estrada behind the plate eighth. And Wolf on the hill should throw about 115 pitches. He'll bat ninth. So far, so good today, Dave. For the Marlins defensively, Cliff Floyd a 6 and a 4 in left. Preston Wilson a 5 and an 8 in center. Kevin Millar, or our favorite new Canadian stripper, Frosty Tips. That was pretty funny last night. A 2 and a 5 in right. Mike Lowell is a 4 at third. Alex Gonzalez a 5 at short. Louis Castillo a 6 at second. Derek Lee is a 7 at first. Let's go Fightins. John is in the house for this one. Redmond, by the way, a 5 and a 5 behind the plate. Dempster is an 8 on the mound with a 9.45 fielding percentage. Glanville stepping in at 261, 8 homers, and 32 RBI. It is a warm night here in Miami, but not raining. 85 degrees, clear skies, winds blowing in what little there are from left field at 5 miles an hour. Kickers will feel a crosswind if this was a football game. Pitch to Glanville. There's a ground ball to Castillo. Louis throws to first, and that's how this one starts. So 1 out for Jimmy Rollins at 268, 4 homers and 25 RBI. I'm surprised. Of course, this was right around the time, a few years into my marriage, really only paid attention to the Red Sox and all that. How much of that core Phillies team from almost a decade later was already in place here? Pitch to Rollins. Ground ball to third. Lowell stab it. Throws it over to Lee. 2 out. For Abreu, Bobby at 250, 14 homers and 40 RBI. So Dempster, an easy inning so far. Fly ball to right. Millar tracks that one down, and that will retire the side. Phil's go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the first coming up. It's no score. So that'll bring up Randy Wolf. Randy making his 14th start of the year. He's only 24 years old. Battle of the Kitties today. Fastball tops out at 92. How you doing, Steeler fan? He's a standard pitcher and is 6-3, so he's pitching better than he did in real life, with an earned run average of 327. In fact, his 89 Ks is 11th in baseball. He is going on 8 days rest. He struck out 11 Devil Rays on the 14th in a 3-2 loss. He went 6 innings through 122 pitches, so he has given the Phils all that as far as endurance. 2 hits, he walked 4, and struck out 11. So overall, bad storm rolling in seems to be affecting the signal. Yeah, you're all sorts of weather this time of year, huh? 88 innings for Randy, 74 hits, 33 runs, 32 earned, 8 homers, walking 27 while striking out 89. And the ERA is a season best 3.27. At one point, it was 4.44 after being Christmas treed by San Diego. Louis Castillo will lead off for Florida. Gonzalez will bat second and plays short. Cliff Floyd in left will bat third. Preston Wilson, who had the big game against Maddox last night, is in center. He'll clean up. Mikey Lowell at third will bat fifth. Kevin Millar in right field goes sixth. It'll be Lee at first batting seventh. Redmond gets the call instead of Charles Johnson tonight. He'll bat eighth, and Dempster, who threw 12 pitches in his half of the first, will go ninth. Pat Burrell is a 4 and an 8 in the left as we set the Philly defense for you. Doug Glanville a 7 and a 5 in center. Bobby Abreu a 5 and an 8 in right. Roland and Lee are playing for a bunt we're not going to get. Jimmy Rollins a 5 at short. Marlon Anderson a 6 at second. Travis Lee a 7 at first. Estrada a 5 and a 4 behind the plate. And Wolf is a 7 on the mound with a .958 fielding percentage. Dave says that Wolf was incredibly inconsistent for him in a 2001 replay a few years ago, but did pitch a no-hitter on opening day. Wow. Castillo at 250, a homer, and 21 RBI. There's a fly ball, left center. Glanville will make the catch, 1 out. Roland, by the way, at 10 at third. Here's Alex Gonzalez, 262, 10 homers, and 42 RBI. Struck him out. An 0-2 fastball in there. Got him looking 2 away. So that brings up Floyd. Randy is a lefty, and that's why Redmond is catching this one. Floyd, the only lefty in the lineup for Florida. He's hitting .324, 20 homers, and 66 RBI. So well ahead of his real-life pace, but so are the Marlins at 39 and 32. Pitch to Cliff. Struck him out. That's 2 for Randy. Fastball caught the inside corner, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. We played 1 here at Pro Player. Get your hats in the lobby. It's the Phillies nothing, the Marlins nothing. So Roland, Lee, and Burrell here in the second. Scott at 291, 9 homers, and 49 RBI. Dempster starts the second, A line drive to left. Floyd is there. Makes the catch, 1 out. For those celebrating, by the way, happy Passover, which starts at sunset local time wherever you are tonight. Here's Travis Lee. Travis at 283, 15 homers and 42 RBI. Dempster kicks and fires. Ground ball to third. Lowell has it. Across the way to Lee. And Derek retires Travis for the second out. Here's Pat Burrell at 244, 11 homers and 45 RBI. Dempster kicks and fires, and Burrell draws the walk. So that's the first Philly base runner. And that brings up Marlon Anderson, Marlon, as opposed to the Marlins, which is Marlin. Johnny says Wolf had a pitch problem getting through 6. He'd be pitching a gem that imploded in the 6th. I'm sure, kind of like Pedro. Anderson, 236, no homers, and 14 RBI. That pretty much probably started the analytics of what happens every time you go through the lineup. Marlin swings. There's a base hit into right field. Frosty Tips makes the play on a hop. So first and second now for the Phils. 2 out for Johnny Estrada. 215, 6 homers, and 17 RBI. How you doing, Scotty? It was amazing, I know, with Pedro at least, John, that he would just fall off the proverbial cliff once he hit 100 pitches. Pitch to Estrada. Struck him out, so Dempster gets out of it. No runs, a hit. The Phils stray in 2. After an inning and a half, there's still no score. So it'll be Wilson, Lowell, and Millar. Preston at 277, 6 homers and 40 RBI. Wolf, on the real year, only pitched 163 innings. Ground ball to Rollins. Jimmy with a long throw across the way. 1 out. Action PC is pretty good at modeling innings pitched with their pitch count. So Randy should run higher than usual unless he's going for a gem. Here's Lowell. Mikey at 284, 6 homers and 40 RBI. There's a base hit up the middle, and that's the Marlins' first hit. So Lowell with a 1-out single, and here's Millar. Kevin at 341, 5 homers and 32 RBI. Kind of a modern-day Yogi Berra. Gives you all the indication that he's an idiot. But he really isn't. Millar chopper to Marlon Anderson. Rollins for a 1. Jimmy's throw to first, and they'll double him off. So 6-4-3 on the DP, and that'll do it. No runs, a hit. They don't leave anybody on. We go to the third, no score. So Wolf, and then the top of the lineup, Glanville and Rollins. Randy at 208 with an RBI. Wolf is flies it to shallow center. Wilson will make the catch. 1 out. So opening 9 for Dempster. 32 pitches, 2 1/3, a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. And Glanville's 0 for 1. Now he's 1 for 2. That's over the mound in the center field for a single. Brings up Rollins, who's 0 for 1. The Phillies at 36 and 34. The Marlins coming off a highly successful series down in Atlanta are now 39 and 32 with a 2-game lead over the Braves. Pitch to Rollins. Base hit right field. Millard cuts it off in the alley. Glanville. Millard boots it around in the alley, and everyone's going to move up 90. So Glanville was thinking about it. Millar gave him the excuse. That's a single and an error. And the Phillies have 2 on in scoring position and 1 out for Bobby Abreu. Abreu is 0 for 1. And he walked Abreu. That may or may not be a bad thing. There's one out, so Dempster scups around the mound, but he has set up a double play. Here's Roland, who grounded into 6 on the real year. He's 0 for 1. Ball 4, so he'll walk home a run. Glanville trots home, and the Phillies lead at 1-0. Travis Lee is 0 for 1. Dempster, in 211 in a third innings, walked 112. So he'd fit right in the 1949 core. Pitch to Lee, who's 0 for 1. It hit him. So Rollins trots home. Lee glares out at Dempster. It's like, you could throw a strike. Everyone kind of now standing on the top step of the dugout. 2-0 Phillies, 1 out for Burrell, who walked his first time up. Dempster trying to gather himself on the mound delivers. Burrell swings. That's into left field. Floyd will make the catch. Abreu should tag. He does. It's 3-0 Philadelphia as the throw goes into the infield. So here's Marlon Anderson. Anderson singled his first time up. First and second for the Phillies. A big inning for Philadelphia. Dempster trying to take deep breaths. Delivers to Anderson. Ground ball to Lowell. Mikey goes to Castillo for the easy play at second, and that'll do it. But the Phillies get 3 runs on 2 hits and an error by Kevin Millar after 2.5. 3-0 Phillies. So Derek Lee, Redmond, and Dempster here on the bottom of the third. Derek at 267, 6 homers, and 33 RBI. Wolf sets and fires. Fly ball left field. That's going to hook foul. No, I take that back. Burrell backing up, dove for it on the line and made the catch. So 1 out, and Randy Wolf just tips his hat to Burrell after making a fantastic catch. Here's Mike Redmond. 274, a home run, and 5 RBI. Mike up the middle. Anderson has it behind the bag over to Lee. 2 out. So that brings up Ryan Dempster, who was 3 for 26. That's a 115 average with an RBI and 10 strikeouts. Struck him out. So a clean opening 9 except for the 1 hit. He's faced the minimum through 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 4, 3-0 Phils. Speaking of gems, Johnny says, in your 2022 replay, Tristan McKenzie of Cleveland no-hit the Rays to clinch the wild card playoff series. Wow! Then I realized I didn't move on because I forgot to make the first round best of 3, scrapped it, and restarted the whole round. He came back and one-hit them in your replay. How about that? Talk about being on point. Your own Guardian of the Galaxy there. Estrada struck out his first time up. Chopper to Castillo, almost in on the grass over to Lee, 1 out. What game were you using for that? Action PC? Here's Randy Wolf. Randy's 0 for 1. Dempster deals. There's a base hit into center field. Wilson will pick it up. And Randy has the 4th hit for the Phils. So opening 18 for Dempster. 60 pitches. That's not too bad. But 3 1/3, 4 hits, 3 walks, and a strikeout, and all 3 runs are earned. Glanville, 1 for 2, a single, and a run scored. Pitch to Doug. Ground ball to Castillo, might be 2. Gonzalez for 1, and the throw is late to Lee, so they'll get the fielder's choice 4-6. Everyone will take that trade. Glanville, the faster runner, on first for Jimmy Rollins, who was 1 for 2. He has singled and scored. So Dempster is ready. Ground ball right back to Ryan. Snap throw to Lee at first, and that will retire the side. Phil's get a hit, and that's it. No runs, a hit, and no errors. They've left on 5. Bottom of the 4th here in Miami. 3-0 Phils. So, here are the standings. I guess Atlanta's only 1 back. Florida 38-32. The Phillies 2.5 back. The Mets at 500 are 3 back. In the Central, they've asked us to stop playing Astro games. They have a 4-game lead on the Cubs. 5 over St. Louis. 5.5 over Cincinnati. In the West, Arizona's within 6 of San Francisco. Colorado 7 back. Yeah, the Rays are not in last. And San Diego's holding up the rear. How you doing, Jamie? American League East, the Yankees 4.5 on the Red Sox. 14 above Tampa Bay. In the Central, Chicago and Cleveland are all knotted up at 43 and 25. And in the West, that race was over a long time ago. Seattle by 10 over Oakland. Juan Pierre leads the National League in batting. Barry Bonds with 29 homers. Todd Helton, 72 RBI. Rafael Furcal, 23 stolen bases. Lance Berkman, 27 doubles. Russ Ortiz, 11 wins. Danny Graves, 20 saves. Randy Johnson has struck out 157. We're not even in the second half of the year yet. Navi Vasquez has a whip of .910. Castillo is 0 for 1. Wolf, 29 pitches for his opening 9. 3 innings, a hit, and 3 strikeouts. Castillo draws the walk. Action PC Johnny's using. Bailey Falter for the Phils pitched a no-no in the clincher to secure the final wild card spot in the National League. Wow, no-hit city. Very nice replay so far. I've only had 3 in my entire replay career. The results were chalk except for Boston, who squeaked out the Mariners for the final wildcard spot in the AL. Okay. Alex Gonzalez struck out his first time up. Wolf throws to first. Castillo is back. Louis has 18 steals. Struck him out. That's 4 for Randy. Swung on a miss off-speed fastball at 89. Just took something a little bit off at a 2-seamer. And now brings up Floyd. Cliff is 0 for 1. He struck out. Throw to first. Castillo isn't going anywhere. Now you might. There goes Castillo. Estrada throws down to Rollins. And Louis has his 19th of the year. So 1 on and 1 out for Floyd, who has a 1-0 count. Base hit right field. That's going to get past Abreu. Castillo is going to score with ease. Floyd might be digging for 3. He rounds second. Throw to Marlon Anderson. Relays it to Roland. Here comes the play. Floyd is in there with his 2nd triple of the year. And the Marlins are on the board. It's now 3-1. So a good triple, and that'll bring up Wilson. Preston is 0 for 1. 83 degrees, wind still blowing in from left, this time at 3. Deep breath, Wilson strikes out. Wolf got him to chase, 1-2 fastball. So clutch pitching there by Randy Wolf. And that'll bring up Lowell. Mikey singled his last time up. Pitch from Wolf. Line drive past Anderson. Floyd will score, and it's a 3-2 ball game. So the 3rd hit for the Marlins. And now I'll bring up Millar. Kevin grounded into a double play his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Pitch from Wolf. There's a liner in the left that's going to drop in front of Burrell. And so it's first and second. Now Lowell's going to try for third. Burrell has a good arm, and he's just going to throw it in the infield. So runners on the corners, 2 out. Millar on with a single. Cliff Floyd was a Philly killer even in his early days with the Expos. Here's Eric Lee. He's 0 for 1. So runners on the corners now in a 1-run game, 2 out in the bottom of the 4th. Wolf deals. Base hit left field. Lowell will tie the game. Millar will hold at second. So first and second, that 3-run lead is gone. So John doesn't have to wait till the 6th for the implosion. It's here in the 4th. Here's Mike Redmond. Mike is 0 for 1. There's a flare in the left center. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Millar will round third. He's being waved home. Burrell will just throw it in the infield, and the Marlins have a 4 spot on the board. They now lead the Phillies 4-3. The good news is, if you're a Philly fan, it's Ryan Dempster who struck out his first time up. So the Marlins respond to Philly's 3-run outburst in the 3rd with 4 of their own in the 4th. Pitch to Dempster. Line drive center field. That's a base hit. Lee will round third. Glanville will chuck it home. Maybe. Nope, that goes in the infield, and it's 5-3 Florida. How you doing, Mr. Slovic? So a 5-run 4th here. Now here's Louis Castillo. Wolf kind of shell-shocked now. 18 back. I mean, he got through the first 3 innings almost in order. The second time through the lineup, he's retired 2 batters. So 3 2/3, 63 pitches, 7 hits, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Castillo has walked, stolen his 19th of the year. That was in this inning. And scored his 38th run. First and second, Castillo into left field. A ground ball past Rollins. Redmond has my speed. And they're going to send him. What's Burrell going to do? He's going to go home with it. Going to be a close play. Nope, Redmond's in there, and that'll do it for Wolf. So 6 runs in the 4th inning, and that'll do it. Vicente Padilla coming in. We got a pitching change from Pro Player Stadium in Coral Gables. So Padilla, making his 17th appearance of the year, he's 3-1. Hopefully John isn't choking on his lunch. With a 1.93 ERA. Vicente is 23. He's a fastball pitcher at 92. And a ground ball pitcher. He's had a full week off. He last pitched against the Orioles in a 6-0 win on June 15th, going 2 1/3 innings, 35 pitches, and 4 strikeouts. Overall, 18 2/3, 13 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He has walked 4 while striking out 14. So 6 on the board for Florida, and they still have 2 on with 2 out for Gonzalez, who was struck out twice. Man, you weren't kidding about an implosion. My goodness. Pitch to Gonzalez. Ball 4. So they're loaded again, this time for Cliff Floyd. Noted Philadelphia Philly killer. He has a triple. He is 1 for 2. Has now driven in 67 runs and scored once. Also struck out. So Florida trying to keep the foot right on the throttle here. Bases loaded. And Padilla walked him. So Dempster will score. It's 7-3 Florida. So here's Preston Wilson. Preston is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Philly fans in absolute shock here. A 7-run inning for Florida. And they're still loaded. Estrada says, I'd like to get back in the air conditioning, please. Padilla's pitch struck him out, but the damage is done. 7 runs on 7 hits and no errors. After 4, it's the Marlins 7, the Phillies 3. And Scotty says there's something fishy going on around here. Yeah, my goodness. So Abreu, Roland, and Lee. Bobby 0 for 1. A walk and a run scored. That came in the 3rd. Line drive to right. That's going to drop in front of Millar. Randy Wolf pitching is like the theme to the facts of life. You take the good. You take the bad. Blah, 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 blah. That's the facts of life. That's the facts of life. Don't eat Mrs. Garrett's cooking after she's had a couple sherries, okay? Scott Rowland has walked and driven in a run. He's 0 for 1. 7-3 Marlins here as we start the 5th. Abreu stays put. Rowland swung on, and the umpire got that one. So they'll make sure that he's okay. Ryan asks, how many fastballs am I holding up here? And the umpire says 3, and the crew chief at third says, okay, you're fine. 0-2 the count now to Rowland. Fly ball left field. Floyd over in the corner, and Cliff will make the catch. Abreu has to go back. Floyd actually made the catch up against the wall. A pretty good play. 1 out for Travis Lee, who drove in a run in the 3rd. He's 0 for 1. Now his 43 RBI. Abreu stays put. Ground ball to Castillo. Might be 2. Gonzalez for 1 to throw to Lee. And that'll do it. So it's all come undone for the Phillies, like a Duran Duran song. Halfway home on a rainy forecast afternoon here in Burlington. No runs, a hit, no errors. It's the Marlins 7, the Phillies 3. Well, if you joined us late, we've really had a tale of 2 innings here. In the 3rd, Scott Rowland walked to score Doug Glanville to make it 1-0. The Phillies 8 men to the plate, 3 runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, and an error. Travis Lee was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. That made it 2-0 Philadelphia. Then Pat Burrell a sac fly to make it 3-0. But in the 4th, kind of like a dress on prom night, it all came undone for the Marlins, or for the Phillies. Florida sent 13 to the plate. They scored 7 runs on 7 hits and 3 walks. Cliff Floyd with an RBI triple to score Castillo to make it 3-1. Mike Lowell singled to score Floyd to make it 3-2. They tied the ball game on a Derek Lee single. Mike Redmond scored Millar on a single to make it 4-3. Ryan Dempster scored Lee to make it on a single to make it 5-3. Castillo an RBI single for 6-3. And then the bases loaded walk to Cliff Floyd to make it 7-3. That's death by 1,000 paper cuts. So Wolf, again, through the first 3 innings, he faced a minimum 9 batters. And then came the 4th. So 8 hits, 7 runs, all earned. Yeah, hard to believe hearing these names. It's been 22 years. for Dempster, 5 innings, 5 hits. You didn't think he was going to stay in the game all that long, but he's now eligible for the win. Padilla trying to get through his first full inning. Lowell 2 for 2 with 2 singles, an RBI, and a run scored. Pitch to Mikey. There's a slow ground ball to Rollins in on the grass in front of second. 1 out. This is turning into quite the race in the National League East. The American League Central is pretty even as well. I'm really surprised that San Francisco seems to be on the verge of running away with it in the West. Here's Millar, Kevin, 1 for 2. A single and a run scored. Also has grounded into a double play and booted a ball out there in right field. If you weren't with us last night, we've given him a new nickname. He is now Frosty Tips. Not to be confused with a Vancouver stripper of the same name. Pitch to Millar. Ground ball to Lee. Travis takes it to the bag for the out. 2 out for Derek Lee, 1 for 2. A single, an RBI, and a run scored. So Padilla 1 out away from getting through the 5th. Walks Lee. Excuse me. So a full count fastball, Miss Lowe. Brings up Redmond, who's 1 for 2. These are the games that just slice and dice your bullpen if you're a Phillies fan. Redmond has an RBI and a run scored. Line drive to left. That's going to drop in front of Burrell, and Padilla can't get the 3rd out. Lee is going to try and take 3rd. Burrell just keeps throwing it in the infield. So runners on the corners and 2 out for Dempster, who does have an RBI single. And scored a run. So he's 1 for 2 with a strikeout. Tomorrow it'll be the Mets and the Braves. Dempster strikes out, so Padilla gets through the 5th almost unscathed, but they'll have to go to their pen again. No runs, a hit, no errors. After 5, it's Florida 7, the Phillies 3. So Burrell, Anderson, and Estrada to face Dempster here in the 6th. Pat has walked and driven in a run. And a sac fly into 3rd. Struck him out. That's 2 for Ryan. A 1-2 slider swung on and missed, 1 out. So here's Marlon Anderson. Marlon 1 for 2. Ground ball to Lee. Derek takes it to the bag. 2 out. For Johnny Estrada. Johnny is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Dempster deals. Base hit, opposite field, all the way down the corner and left. Johnny's going to have 2 with ease. Floyd goes to get it. Lowell with a bad play. The throw goes into second. Estrada slides, and he has a double. So 2 outs for the pitcher's spot. I can't believe that this would be Padilla. It is not. It is Turner Ward. So Turner, 2 for 6. I believe these would all be pinch hitting experiences. Has an RBI and has struck out twice. I was always leery of men that were shared a name with a possible soap opera character. Pitch to Turner. Struck him out. So Dempster's cruising right along. So after 5.5, Phillies leave a runner on. It's Florida 7, the Phillies 3. So the Canadian Real Cormier coming into pitch. And this looks to be, he is in short stuff. 4-2, 35 appearances, an earned run average of 272. Cormier is 34, a fastball pitcher at 84, and a fly ball pitcher. He actually shouldn't be on short rest. It might be he just has 20 pitches. Last pitch 2 nights ago against the Pirates in a 9-3 win. 2/3 of an inning. 24 pitches. Yeah, that would be a long inning, Ron. 1 hit, a walk, and a strikeout. 36 in the third innings, 29 hits, 12 runs, 11 earned. He's given up 3 homers, 14 walks, 21 strikeouts. He has not pitched a full inning since June 12th. That was against the Rays. Castillo is 1 for 2. Louis has a single, a walk, a stolen base, a run scored, and an RBI. Chopper down to short. Rollins comes in, long throw to Lee. 1 out. Cormier, by the way, a 2 on the mound for range and is in the 9 hole. Here's Gonzalez. Alex is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice and walked. Pop fly, left center. Glanville has it for the out. Takes out his cell phone, calls Hal Richmond and says, I'm a 1, right? He's a 7 and a 5 in Action PC. Here's Cliff Floyd. Cliff, Johnny said a while ago that he was a Philly killer, and my goodness, 1 for 2, a triple. He's driven in 2. He has scored, walked, and struck out. In the right field, Glavine and Abreu going back, and that is off the top of the wall. Floyd is in the second standing. That's his 26th double of the year. And you got to think, if Florida continues to do this down the stretch, that Floyd is turning into a rather serious MVP candidate. So here's Preston Wilson. Preston is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. 10 hits now for the Marlins, 6 for the Phillies. There's a base hit in the left center field. Floyd will round third. See if Burrell actually throws to the plate. He will. Floyd down the line, and there's nothing Estrada can do about it. And Floyd scores standing up, and it's 8-3. So the Marlins, this week at least, are showing they are not paper tigers. How did they do in real life in 2001? Mike Lowell is 2 for 3. He has singled twice, an RBI, and a run scored. So Cormier trying to gather his balance. 8-3 Marlins, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Someone hit the wrong button. Pitch to Lowell. Struck him out, so that's the inning. But the Marlins get 1 more on 2 hits and no errors. Going to the 7th at Pro Player, it's the Marlins 8, the Phillies 3. So Dempster threw 27 batters, 94 pitches, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Glanville 1 for 3, has singled and scored. The Marlins in real life finished 4th at 76 and 86. With 4 teams in the fight, it's going to be really hard for the Braves. How you doing, Brent? The Braves to repeat just because there's so many different challengers now. That'll narrow down as we go through the season. But on his 22nd day of June, it's not even close to a done deal yet for Atlanta. Pitch to Glanville. Base hit left field. Floyd will pick it up. That's the 7th hit for the Phils. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They've left on 6. The Marlins, 8 runs, 11 hits, an error, and they've left on 6. Here's Rollins. Jimmy is 1 for 3. A single and a run scored. Dempster, by the way, due up fourth in the bottom of the seventh. Fly ball to right. Millar out of play. Marlins won this game 8-1 in real life. And the Randy Wolf implosion was in the fourth. Wow. Here's Jimmy Rollins in 0-2 count. Line drive to right. Millar. Does he make the catch? Yes. So 1 out for Abreu. Bobby 1 for 2. A single, a run scored, and a walk. Throw to first. Glanville back. Kicks and fires. Abreu draws the walk. So first and second, 1 out for Roland. Scott 0 for 2, an RBI, his 50th, and a walk. Now that's interesting. The Marlins were 38-34 on this date, so they're only 1 game better, and the Phillies 41-30. Yeah, Randy, you joined me late. Pretty much 9 batters, or in the first 3 innings, he faced 10 batters, or 9 batters, and then in the fourth, wow, 7-run inning. Redmond and Dempster have a word. Ryan, deep breath, rolling into center field. Wilson moving over, makes the catch. No, that's going to bounce off the wall for a ground rule double. Wilson put the glove out and it bounced the wrong way, so it's 8-4. Dempster is okay, so we're coming down to brass tacks. The Marlins do have lefties in their pen. They cannot go with Alfonseca to close it, so Braden Looper will probably get that honor. So Darren's board warming up. 8-4 game, top of the 7th. Phillies have a run in. Lee is 0 for 2. He has grounded into a double play and drove home his 43rd run. Second and third, ground ball to Lee. They'll concede the run. Roland goes to third. And that is the second out. So here's Burrell, 0 for 1, a walk, a strikeout, and his 46th RBI. Dempster trying to finish the inning. Hit the same button. Dempster trying to finish the inning. Struck him out. He will finish the inning, and that'll do it for the Phillies. Stretch time, but the Marlins get 2 on 2 hits and no errors. Wayne Gomes coming in, 8-5 Marlins. Johnny says this is the era for the Phils under Boa where they came up short a couple of times. And it always seemed like you could pinpoint their demise in Florida without fail. The Red Sox had some series in Texas like that in the 80s. Gomes is on a 3-game winning streak. He's done it in about a month. He's 3-1 on the season with a save and a 2.40 ERA, making his 40th appearance. Red Sox AI has you jumpy when the stretch time comes around, as it should. Gomes pitched 2 nights ago in the 9-3 win over the Pirates. 2 innings, 27 pitches, and 2 strikeouts. Overall, 45 innings for Wayne, 39 hits, 12 runs, all earned, 2 homers, 19 walks, and 36 strikeouts. Wayne is 28. is a fastball pitcher at 92 and a ground ball plus pitcher. Al sings when the stretch comes around. Can't be any worse than Harry Carey. Kevin Millar is 1 for 3. Millar, Lee, and Redmond. Kevin has grinded into a double play, singled, and scored. Gomes starts off his night with a slow ground ball to Lee. Travis underhands it to Gomes, 1 out. Lee 1 for 2. Derek has an RBI and a single and a run scored. Also is walked. 8-5, bottom of the 7th. Lee ground ball to third, rolling across the way, and there's 2 outs. For Redmond, who is 2 for 3, a single twice, driven in a run and scored. Dempster, if he comes to the plate, will be pinch hit for. Slow chopper over the mound. Anderson on the grass has a bang-banger, and Redmond is out. So after 7, no runs, no hits, and no errors. It is the Marlins 8, the Phillies 5. So Anderson, Estrada, and Gomes for the Phillies in the 8th. With probably a pinch hitter for the pitcher. Anderson 1 for 3. Marlin has a single. Fly ball right field. Millar. Old Frosty Tips makes the catch. 1 out. Estrada is 1 for 3. He has doubled and struck out. 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Phillies. They have left on 7. The Marlins, 8 runs, 11 hits, an error, and they've left on 6. Fouls it off, and the count is 0-2. Fly ball left field. Floyd over in the corner, and that's foul. An empty seat, pretending to be from Orlando, makes the catch. 0-2 the count to Johnny Estrada. Base hit up the middle. Estrada going for 2, and he'll have it. And so the Marlins will wait to see who the Phillies pinch hit for Gomes, who actually hit 1,000 in real life, 1 for 1. It'll be Mike Lieberthal. So Lieberthal, the righty, is announced. 300 with an RBI as a pinch hitter, 238, no homers, and 13 RBI. They will chance it with Ricky Bones. No relation to hockey. Bones has not had a good year. 29th appearance. He is 1-6 with a save and a 5.59 ERA. He's 32, is a fastball pitcher at 90, and a ground ball pitcher. He hasn't pitched in nearly a week. He did get an inning, and get this, a 23-1 win over Tampa Bay. Poor Jamie. He went 1 inning, 12 pitches, and a strikeout. Overall, 29 innings, 33 hits, 18 runs, all earned. 3 homers, 15 walks, and 30 strikeouts. So Estrada on second, 1 out, and Lieberthal is a pinch hitter. Line drive, base hit into right field. Estrada will hold at third. Jamie says he's matching his real life ineptness. You guys aren't bitter or anything, no? So runners on the corners, and Glanville is a tying run. Doug is 2 for 4. He has singled twice and scored twice. Double play gets him out of it. 1 out in the 8th. Struck him out. A full count fastball swung on and missed. That's a big out. And that'll bring up Jimmy Rollins. Jimmy is 1 for 4. He has singled and scored. So first and third again. Can't believe this was 22 years ago, Johnny says. Seems like yesterday my wife and I were taking your 3.5-year-old daughter down to the games. Now you're going to be, congratulations, a grandfather in September. Where the hell does the time go? I was 29 when the season was played. In fact, I moved into the apartment I am now during the course of the summer. In fact, we're probably just a couple weeks away from where I was when we moved here. Redmond and Bones have a word. Ricky deals. Rollins, a high fly ball on the left, but that'll stay in the yard, and they'll get away with it. Floyd makes the catch. Ricky Bottalico coming in for the Phillies. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 8-5 Marlins. So Bottalico, his 35th appearance of the year. 3-3 the record, 2 saves, a 5.34 ERA. Ricky is 31, a fastball at 92 and a flyball plus pitcher. It must seem like that those 20-some-odd years just flew. But yeah, congratulations, John. Ricky last pitched against the Orioles on the 17th in a 7-6 win where he got the win. 1 inning, 12 pitches, and a walk. Overall, 32 innings, 41 hits, 20 runs, 19 earned. He's given up 5 homers. He's walked 23 while striking out 32. Pinch hitter who can hit a righty. Charles Johnson has not pinch hit, 243, 11 homers, and 36 RBI. Bottalico deals, struck him out, a 1-2 on the outside corner. Braden Looper will get the 9th for the Marlins. Castillo 1 for 3, a single, an RBI, a run scored, a stolen base, a walk. Maybe a grandkid by now. It's been a while. Pitch to Castillo, ball 4. And then I'll bring up Gonzalez, who's 0 for 3, a walk and 2 strikeouts. 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Phillies have left on 9. For the Marlins, 8 runs, 11 hits, and error. They've left on 6. And now the wind has stopped. It's just 78 and sultry. It's a Blanche Devereaux evening here in Miami. Pitch or throw to first. Castillo back. I feel like every time John watches, he's listening on like a pea shooter station at 1500 on the dial. You can listen and listen well until you get under some underpasses and all that. Past some power lines. There. Castillo goes. Estrada throws down to Anderson, and Louis is out. They got him on a bang-banger. A good throw by Estrada. 2 out for Gonzalez and a 1-strike count. Ground ball to Anderson. Marlin throws to first, and that will retire the side. We go to the top of the 9th. No runs, no hits, no errors. It's the Marlins 8, the Phillies 5. They will double switch. It'll be Johnson behind the plate, Looper on the mound. Braden saved 3 games in real life. He's only saved, however, 2 of 5 chances. He's 0-1, 2 saves, and a 3.21 ERA in 32 ball games, or his 33rd appearance. He's 26, throws the splitter at 91, and is a ground ball pitcher. Pitched against the Braves last night. 14 pitches, 2/3 of an inning, a hit, and a strikeout, and their 3-2 win. 33 2/3 for Looper, 31 hits, 12 runs all earned. 3 home runs, he's walked 10 while striking out 22. Abreu, Rowland, and Lee. Bobby 1 for 2. He's walked twice and scored twice. Looper sets and deals. Struck him out. And 0-2 splitter, swung on and missed. 1 out. The Phillies need 3 to tie and 4 to go ahead. Here's Rowland, 1 for 3. A double, 2 RBI, and a walk. Ground ball to Lee. Derek to the bag himself. And we're down to last chance saloon, 2 out. For Travis Lee, who has 2 RBI, grounded into a double play and is 0 for 3. So the Marlins look to be a 40-win team in about 4 seconds. Ground ball to Looper towards the bag at first. Lee's running, and he is out. That's the ball game. A bang-banger and a fist pump from Looper as he jumps over the foul line. So the Marlins have won 2 huge games this week, beating the Phillies this time by the score of 8-5. So 3 hours and 12 simulated minutes. 5 runs, 10 hits, an error for the Phils. They leave on 9. 8 runs, 11 hits, and an error, and the Marlins left on 6. Cliff Floyd, 2 for 3 with 2 RBI, going to be your digital dice player of the game. Randy Wolf, again, through 3 innings, he had faced 9 batters and couldn't get out of the 4th. 3 2/3, 8 hits, 7 runs all earned, a walk and 5 strikeouts. And then the bullpen, except for Cormier, shut him down the rest of the way. 4 1/3. Ryan Dempster going to be 7 4 now. 7 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs all earned. He walked 4 and struck out 4. Ricky Bones gets his 8th hold, and Braden Looper, filling in for the tired Alfonseca, gets the 3-out save. He struck out a man. So the Marlin lead is now a game and a half, or 2.5. Yeah, I thought it was 2 to start the game. And so let's play the rest of this Friday night in baseball for you. The Cubs shut out Milwaukee 7-0. Kerry Wood strikes out 13. Milwaukee strikes out 16 times. Kerry is now 7-2. Haynes is 3-10. Kurt Schilling and company shut out the Rockies 4-0. Kurt is 9-3. Arizona is now 5 back of San Francisco. Bohannon 4-4. Louis Gonzalez 3 for 4 is 27th with 3 RBI. Pittsburgh beats Montreal 2-1. Schmidt 4-2. Tony Armas Jr. 3-8. Schneider 1 for 1, his first of the year. The Mets beat the Braves 4-2. Ron Reed is 4-4. Valdez 1-1. Armando Benitez is 18 save. Detroit beats Minnesota 5-2. Murray 2-5. Carrasco 0-3. Anderson is 7th save. The Rays beat the Yankees 3-2 down in Tampa. Lopez 4-5. Mike Mussina 9-3. Sheets 1 for 2 with a homer. Red Sox beat the Blue Jays 5-2. Hideo Nomo 6-3. Esteban Loaiza 2-9. Dante Bichette 2 for 2 and 2 doubles. The Orioles stunned the White Sox in 10, 8-7. McElroy 1-2. John Garland falls to 4-2. Cal Ripken Jr. 3 for 5 is 6th of the year. Arizona gets to within 5 because the Cardinals beat the Giants 7-6. Veras 1-4. Vogelsong 1-3. Ray Langford 2 for 3 in the 17th. Houston beat Cincinnati 3-2. Dotel 5-2. Elmer Destin's now 3-5. Alou 2 for 3 with his 12. Royals beat the Indians 3-1. Excuse me. Paul Bird 1-2. Westbrook 2-1. Grimsley, his second save. The Dodgers, behind 16 hits, beat San Diego 11-7. Here come the Dodgers. There you go. Hergus 3-3. Woody Williams 1-9. Paul Oduka 4-5, or 4 for 5 with his 6th of the year and a double. Seattle 9-1 over Anaheim. Goodness gracious. Aaron Seeley 7-2. Jared Washburn falls to 8-3. John Olerud 3 RBI, 2 doubles, or double rather, and 2 for 3. Oakland, Tim Hudson throws a 3-hitter. Beats Texas 4-1. Hudson 7-5. Davis 4-5. Hernandez 1 for 3. He's 9th of the year and a walk. It'll be the Mets and the Braves tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Right here on the Retro Sports Network. Glendon Rush and Tom Glavine. Join us for that, won't you? I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow for the Mets and the Braves. So long, everybody.